We have with us today Mr. Femi Ayeni. He's the chairman of and CEO of Ultima Limited, a television production company in Lagos, Nigeria. Ultima produces premium award-winning television programs in Lagos, Nigeria, the like of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Project Fame West Africa. Ultima also recently launched a new digital terrestrial channel called General Entertainment Television, GET TV. It's nice to have you in the studio, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Can you tell us how long has Ultima been in existence in Nigeria?
Ultima was established in 1986-87, so it's been on for close to 30 years now. If I get my arithmetic right. But we started really producing from the early 90s, and so Ultima has been on for that long.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know that you have the franchise for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And you know, even in the United States, that's a major program. And all over the world, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is a major program. How has the Nigerian audience received that particular programming?
They've received it very, very well. It's been successful over the past 11 years. It was the first TV format that was actually acquired and produced in Nigeria. So it took a lot of effort to be able to do that. But once we started producing it, after 2 years of trying, it's been extremely popular ever since. And so the reception has been tremendous, to say the least.
And how about the other major project you have, Project Fame? How have they received that one?
That also has been received very well, especially by the young people. Project Fame West Africa is produced all over West Africa, and we've done eight seasons of it now, and we are getting ready for the 9th season of Project Fame. It's been the #1 music youth-oriented program in Nigeria ever since it was launched, or actually across West Africa. So again, the reception has been tremendous.
So it's a music program. What's the format of that, of Project Fame?
It's a music reality program like Idol,
okay.
or
American
X Factor,
Idol?
American Idol,
Okay.
or X Factor.
Fantastic.
But in Nigeria or in West Africa, it's far more popular than either of those two programs, if I say so myself, but that's what the statistics show. It's been the longest, and what differentiates it from the other two is that we have an academy,
okay,
like a school, where the raw talents that we recruited across West Africa are put into over a 3-month period. It's a residential school of music, as it were, where we have a principal, we have a voice coach, we have a music director, we have a choreographer, residential, that teach them various aspects of music. But we then go far beyond that. We teach them, because all these talented individuals with very good voices haven't had opportunities for a lot of other things in terms of education. So we teach them etiquette, diction, basic health, finance, how to manage their finances, how to, social media, various things. We bring different people to come and talk to them on various aspects of how to grow in the music industry.
Has any of them broken ground, or has any of them become famous through coming through your programming? Do you have any successes of people who were never really known, and then by coming through Project Fame, they've really broken into limelight?
Absolutely. The very first Project Fame Season 1 winner, Nyanya, was singing karaoke bar in Calabar, which is one of the states in the southeast of Nigeria, not just really struggling. Now he's one of the most popular artists in Africa, and he's done extremely well, and he's still doing very well. Then we have Chariman, who won Season 3, who is also doing extremely well across Africa. And then we have Praise, who also he came third in Season 1, but he's also doing extremely well. So we have those three as the main ambassadors, and then all the others who have either won or who have been part of the finalists are also doing quite well. So we have easily about six of these Project Fame alumni who are doing very well in the music industry in Africa.
So how do you go about identifying among all the people that, how do they apply, or how do you identify these raw talents in the first instance? Do you go out, or do they send voice tapes in, or how do you get to select them? How do they go through the process?
Okay, over the last, the first 7 seasons, we actually went out and auditioned in each year we audition in about 10, 11 cities across West Africa. We will have done a lot of promo and hype, telling them we're coming to that city, and by the time we get to the city, we have thousands of young potential artists, wannabes that line up to over a 2-day period that we audition. We have judges who judge them and decide which one of them could eventually be flown over to Lagos for the semi-final, for us to select the final 18. But the last season, actually, we then did the second thing that you saw yesterday, which is we asked them to send in their audio tapes through the IVR, through an interactive voice response system. So they would phone into a particular short code and sing just for like a minute. We then review those clips, those short clips, and then chose amongst them those that we thought were good enough to be flown to a few centers for audition. And eventually we then brought the finalists, 25 of them, to Lagos.
Okay, now the question now is, my question is, how do you identify the winners? Do you just look, the judges that judge them, are they musicians themselves, or is it a popular vote among people in general, or is it a mixture of both?
That's actually a combination of both. We initially lean more on the judges, who are the experts, who are themselves successful musicians, successful people in the music industry. Okay. Some are not necessarily musicians, but they could be producers who are in the music industry. So it's between them and the faculty, because faculty also play a role. So for the
faculty members and
faculty
musicians
members,
too.
yes.
Okay.
So the faculty, the judges will in the first few weeks be the ones that will pre-select those who, essentially what they do is that they put them on probation. Okay. If after they've done performances, they will then put on probation those who they didn't think did well enough, and then the public will now vote to determine who should stay on in the academy or who shouldn't. So that's why it's a combination. But towards the end, when it's a few weeks left to go before the end of the show, we'll leave it to the public to determine by general popular vote who will eventually win for the season.
I applaud you for what you're doing in Nigeria when you consider the fact that there are a lot of people out there who may have, they have giftings and they don't have opportunities. By you doing what you're doing, you're giving people hope to be able to at least do something with their God-given talent. I've always told people that God creates human beings to give glory to his name, to use their creativity in a positive way. You know, a knife, for example, can be used to cut a piece of bread, or a loaf of bread, and the same knife can be used to kill a person. So when you have programs like yours, in which people are able to be creative and use something to add to the society instead of taking away from the society, instead of being a negative influence in the society, that goes a long way to help the society. So how has the government responded to what you are doing as an individual, or your company is doing as an individual? And do they support you, or do they hinder you in any way?
Well, the government has been, the response we've got from them is just positive comments. Okay. Whenever there's an opportunity, or when they happen to meet me, and those who know me amongst them says, oh, we like what you are doing. They've never really, I won't say they've supported us financially, or they've not supported us financially, no. So it's just, I guess moral support they've given to us. With respect to who wants to be a millionaire, maybe they've done a bit more, because Millionaire, as you know, is a educational quiz program. Okay. Where we give money to those who have been invited to the hot seat. Okay. And have done well. Now we have a special, of who wants to be a millionaire, that we call Who Deserves to Be a Millionaire, where fallen heroes, or people who have done, or unsung heroes. Fallen heroes are those who have done something for society, for the country, but who, for whatever reason, are falling on hard times. So we invite them, and they play with celebrities to win, money. For example, the man who designed the Nigerian flag, by the time it was in his early 70s, suffering from the Parkinson's disease, didn't quite have a home to live. So we brought him from Ibadan to Lagos, and ended up winning 2 million naira, and with that money was able to buy a house of his own. So which he also interestingly painted green, white, green, which was the colors that he
color of the Nigerian flag,
which is what he designed in 1958 or so, when he was a student in England. We've done the same for people like Peter Fregene, who was the goalkeeper for the Green Eagles, for the Super Eagles, and had a stroke and was languishing away in Sapele. We brought him to Lagos, and we were able to help him. Now, what government did is that, apart from the fact that we then helped him and gave him exposure, the Lagos State Governor also then helped him to rehabilitate him and put him through, pay his medical bills, in addition to what we did. So that is one program that government has kind of supported by supporting those whom were exposed for what they've done in the past.
Do you have competitors? Are there some other companies trying to do what you do? And where do you stand? How do you compare to some of your competitors?
Well, we do have competitors. We have a few people trying to do various things. Nobody is really doing any educational quiz program. So no. But with Project Fame, we have somebody's done Nigerian Idol. Okay. They've done like 3 seasons of Nigerian Idol. They've done X Factor before, and they've done Got Talent. Unfortunately, or maybe perhaps I should say fortunately for us, they've had to rest those ones because, again, they couldn't really match up with Project Fame. So their sponsors kept saying, look, you have to do something that is as good as Fame. So
without revealing any trade secret, what has made your own company prosper or advance while others are struggling? What is it that you do differently? What's the core efficiency, the core principle of your success?
Okay, it's hard work, paying attention to detail, being doing everything, being prayerful, you know.
So you believe in prayers?
I believe in indeed.
Amen.
We believe in prayers, yeah, and staying close to God and just keep working hard at it, and never really resting on our oars. Always thinking of what can we do differently. Every season we're saying what's the new thing that we can bring to bear. I always compare what we do to when I make a comparison. I say, look, the switching cost for our product is really like next to nothing. It's by remote control. It's almost zero. That if people don't like my product, they just switch. I'm not even getting close to that TV, so I have to keep doing it very well. Whereas the switching cost for a bank is very high. The bank is not giving you good service. It's not every time that you then close that account and go to another bank. You can't really do that all the time. But with me, if you don't do well, you switch. So
yes.
just come to another absolutely.
Channel.
So with that, I tell my guys we need to keep working hard at it, and we have to always do better than what we did the last time. We are competing with ourselves essentially. So when we look at it.
So what's the future of Ultima? Where do you see Ultima 10 years from now? What are the cutting edge areas in which Ultima may be getting into? What are the new advances in media production and in information dissemination in general that Ultima may want to be launching into in future?
Well, we started with Get TV, General Entertainment Television, where with the digital terrestrial TV channel that we've started, because the whole world is going digital, and hopefully within the next 12 months, Nigeria too will have switched completely to digital. So we are going to move away from this situation where we produce the programs and then we buy airtime from our analog television channels, but we'll now produce our programs, but put them on our own digital channel. And part of and since the current analog channels don't produce programs, they don't know how to do that well, and so we want to continue to to set the standards with respect to programming. So our channel, we want it to be one that everybody is looking up to. So we want our digital terrestrial television in Nigeria to basically for us to lead, because we know how to produce programs. Now beyond the channel we're going to now put them on the internet too. We intend to make ours one of the most attractive channels for Africans in diaspora. So that's we want it to be one that they will be watching. Our main focus is always to educate, to inform while we're entertaining the viewing public. So, and one of the main things is that the young people in Africa need to be properly oriented. They need good education. So we want to be able to use the medium that we've been blessed with to help to educate them, to inform them while we're entertaining them.
So are you also planning to go into more variety shows or educational shows, or what are your plans in continuing to captivate audience and expand your viewership? Are you going to go international? Are you going to come to, one of the biggest markets in the world, as you know, is the United States?
Yeah, well, that's General Entertainment Television is supposed to do various different kinds of programming. We already have a sitcom that we produced 26 episodes called Ajukai Hotel. We intend to start a breakfast show. A lot of the things that we will do is while we're entertaining people, we want to be able to educate them and to inform them and to raise the bar and set standards with broadcasting in Nigeria. The diaspora will start with the internet, and eventually we want to be on cable in America, because we know there's really no African channel that is doing well in America. There's one called the Africa Channel, but most Nigerians and most Africans that I ask don't even know about it, because they are not producing content. They are trying to acquire content that's not really attractive to Africans in diaspora. So we definitely intend to come to this market eventually, but we want to be able to do things right first, and then we'll come to this market. But we are testing the waters with our internet channel called Get TV Online.
Okay. How about in the area of sports? Do you intend to get into programming in the area of sports? That's a major area too.
Yes, we are part owners of a new sports channel called Africa Sports Channel. Sports is the content that you need to buy for sports, Premier League and all those things are quite expensive. So we're setting up a different vehicle to do that. And we're already working with some partners who are based in the UK who are trying to acquire some of this content, like the English Premier League and the UEFA Cup. So we intend to be in sports too, but it's not going to be our own core area. It's one of those that we'll invest in.
Do you also any plans to do religious programming?
It's something we've thought about, and in fact, we initially, when we kept waiting for digital terrestrial, we thought, well, the first thing is to actually start with a gospel music channel. In the end, we didn't start that, but yes, our general entertainment channel initially will also have some religious programming in it, but eventually, if we think we can have enough content, we'll then really have a standalone religious channel. But initially we'll have a few programs, especially on Sundays and weekends, that will have religious content in it. So that's
sponsorship. Which areas are sponsors interested in, or does it, how do you decide? Does that drive some of the things you decide to, areas you decide to develop? The issue of getting sponsors?
Indeed, that's in fact one of the reasons why it's not going to be as easy or as quick to go into certain areas. Sponsors like youth-oriented programs, so that's why they like Project Fame. They also like family-oriented programs like Millionaire. So we will have to continuously, because at the end of the day, if you don't have enough money to support the program and the content that you are doing, then it won't last, for too long. So we're going to have to continue to see what is commercially viable, and commercial viability will be determined by what sponsors want to put their money behind. So yeah, sponsors will always be crucial to what we're trying to do.
Now, how do you see things like YouTube and Instagram 10 years from now? How do you see that impacting on television programming? And do you see areas like YouTube and Instagram really taking off, and then TV really diminishing, or you don't see anything happening to TV as the preeminent way of disseminating information through viewing?
Well, the Instagram, social media, YouTube, and Facebook, and other things that will come after them, because there will always be new innovations, will certainly affect TV, but none of them will kill TV. There will always be a place for TV. There will just be other media that people receive entertainment, video entertainment, and visual entertainment from, or visual information from. And there are certain things that as a family you want to watch TV together, like sports. There are certain kind of programming that you can just watch on a small screen and really enjoy. You can watch clips, but you can't watch a full. You certainly cannot really enjoy a movie. So that's why television will remain, just as cinema has remained. And but social media and YouTube and Instagram and things that will come after them will also have a place. So certainly all those things will have impact, major impact on TV, but none of them will really, TV is not going to die off.
Finally, do you see any plan, do you have any plan to do collaboration with bigger TV programming in, say, maybe United States? And also, you know, we're having quite a few Nigerian actors who are breaking grounds in United States. Do you have planned to work with some of them like David Oyelowo and Chiwetel Ejiofor?
Yes, we want to be able to, it depends on the kind of content we have. We want to do movies, and those are people that we certainly want to work with when we have any movie that, you know, we feel they can either act in or help to co-produce. We want to be able to work with them. So it's something that we're looking forward to be able to do in the near future. With respect to working collaborations with big companies, well, clearly we want to be able to eventually partner with big companies. In fact, to penetrate this market, that may be one of the things that we'll have to do.
It's been very educational, very informative, and it's been nice having you with us on our program.
Thank you very much. God bless.
God bless you.